And a second goal for England. Ian Wright has scored for his country.
The Britain of 50 years ago was a very different place. In 1948, the nation was still counting the cost of victory in World War II.
I'll conclude with one of my
It was a
school
country
song,
about
right?
to lose.
Wait, I just wanted you to talk a little bit more about the experiences because the camera, the camera overheated for a sec, so I had to turn it off and turn it back on.
Yeah,
So
You could just repeat and then just gonna come over and...
well, even if you just say what feels natural, because sometimes you don't always want to repeat stuff. Just say what feels right, Grandad.
Yeah, natural.
Well, I wasn't a guy who liked clubs and pubs, you know.
Yeah.
On my way from work, I live 5 minutes from the off license. I was in Melbourne Street and just at the corner an off license there. I would buy a Man's Brown or a Mitchells and Butlers. After I cook my supper, I have a drink, I'm at home. But to go to clubs and pubs, I have seen some of my colleagues, oh boy, they cannot wait to go to pub. And when fighting broke out, police will take who they wish, you know. Who will pay the just have to pay the unjust. And I keep out of them places, man.
Last year, the man who raised me died. He wasn't my dad, but he was the closest thing I could get. He was a lot like me in some ways. He kind of oscillated between being really quiet, almost to the point of non-verbal, or talking a lot. He loved to read. We shared the same birthday in November, and he wasn't much of a party person, but for better or worse, he knew how to drink.
Like Man's Brown, it's a nice beer, you know.
What is that from the Caribbean, or is that
No,
in the
it's
UK?
made in England, you know. But sometime on a Sunday morning, I open one of them and do what you call a cordial, you know.
Of course, yeah.
Condensed milk, beer, eggs, some essence in it, make that as a tea, you know.
Kind of like a Guinness punch or like carrot juice or something.
That's correct, yes. That is true. And once I gave a friend of mine some, he says, man, this is untouchable. I used to do a lot of tricks. You see, when you grow up without parents, the things you can do, you know.
Of course.
My grandfather was the first and most affectionate male presence in my life. But his story is much bigger than me and the way I saw him. My granddad was born on the island of Dominica in 1939. His parents both died before he was 13 years old. It's not something that he talks about often. I can understand why. He learned the trades to fish and to build boats. He sailed for work to neighboring islands like Guadeloupe or Venezuela. He wasn't able to stay there though. Dominica hadn't even received its independence yet. And as you've probably seen in the news, the United States and parts of Europe have an economic stranglehold on the Caribbean, backed by violent force, which makes it really hard to stay there and advance or thrive financially. This was especially true for my grandfather's generation.
Wait, how long did you say you were on the water for?
14 days. I came by boat. My boat was TV Venezuela. Some of the boats AS Ascania, but my boat was Venezuela. And first stop was Guadeloupe. We had breakfast there. And the other stop was Tenerife. When July came, a lot of my men go to Tenerife. I like it to stay there 5 hours. And one guy, he took a taxi to go and vandalize a boat. I heard whoop, whoop, 3 times. The boat calling somebody after not come back, you know. Boy, he nearly got lost. And the driver could be awkward, take him somewhere, and then he missed his vessel. Boy, Tenerife is nice. Barcelona, lots of fishing boats were there. We didn't go ashore there. But what was amazing, 7 o'clock in the morning, you must be at the breakfast table. If not, you miss your breakfast. But the French people, they would eat before us, and then they would say, attention, attention, messieurs les passagers, let me take it away. Tell the French people, come eat and eat now, otherwise don't will eat their supper. And then when we were the second person to go to tables, all British West Indian passengers.
Like they calling you a dog.
Breakfast is ready to be served, second sitting. Some of the guys, they put eggs in their pockets and take them in their sleeping room because they didn't have time to finish it, you know. Well, what is great on board the boatman? Steelman on board and all that, you know. But before something our head teacher had told us, it happened. He says from Calais to Dover, the English Channel, he says, man, it's not easy water. And he was right. The boat never does see that solid, is firm. And I said, man, I'm a navigator, I'm not going to seasick. Some people are seasick, you know. Yeah.
How many people were on the boats?
Ooh, a good 200.
It's 200 people on the boats for 2 weeks.
Yes, man, because we pick up quite a few people from France, you know. Yeah, we had some soldiers on board as well.
Oh, wow.
And before, I think it was across the English Channel, when we had our life belt, our life thing on, you know. You got the jacket and like something like a cushion. And by law, you must put it on, you know. Yes. It's great, man. And another thing I had, like the sheep beer, you know. The stout, you know.
Is that like Guinness?
Yes. They call it sheep stout. It's similar to malt.
Ah, okay. Like it's very dark.
That's correct, yes. Man.
So how much did it?
Wave toward the camera, just waving like. Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Look up a little bit to like the chandelier thing, so the light hits you a different way.
Yeah, if you look up a tiny little bit. Yeah, there you go.